Hi, I'm Don. Today's unboxing video is super special and I'll tell you the story why.
Hi, I'm Don. Welcome to my studio.
This package came from Harder&Steenbeck, so we had a video call from Warwick, the general manager of Harder&Steenbeck last week, me and Nico, my daughter, and he kind of pitched why we would love to help support the campaign for this airbrush. So Harder sent us two airbrushes and you'll know later why. And the other airbrush is with my daughter Nico. I'll put the link to her YouTube channel at the description below. Okay, before I tell you the story of the airbrushes, we'll just go through the other stuff inside the package. So we got some 0.15, 0.2 and 0.4 needles, which are awesome, and some other stuff like the cleaning, the maintenance kit, and a couple of stands for the airbrushes, the extra parts for the airbrush, the new airbrush, and that's it. And of course, we got the Kyiv Harder&Steenbeck Infinity Airbrush. The new needles are really good because the guard in the needles are kinda universal. Actually, the nozzle and the needles are universal now. You could use it with the other airbrush models of Harder&Steenbeck. I also got the maintenance kit or the cleaning kit. Basically, it's everything is inside a leather pouch and it looks really classy, which is befitting of Harder&Steenbeck. And then inside the pouch you have like a cloth, a microfiber cloth for cleaning your airbrush. And other than that, I got like a couple of stuff, especially the bigger tool that I don't really know how to use, but I'll Google it up. This is actually my fifth Harder&Steenbeck already. A couple of my Harder I personally bought, and the rest are like sponsored by Harder. And I've been like partnered with Harder since 2014. It's a really good company and the people behind it are really like fun to work with. And of course, the most important of all, they produce the best airbrush in the world. Of course, you have the pangkolangot and some of the bristles, the brushes that came with this set. And also you have seals, extra seals when you need to maintain the airbrush. And of course, the backflow cap. I also got a bigger cap and a bigger 0.4 needle for the Kyiv airbrush. I think these are sold separately, so they were not inside the box of the Kyiv airbrush. So these are, at least the cap is also made of aluminum, I think, or at least the finish is like aluminum. I also received a stand, an airbrush stand from Harder&Steenbeck in the package, and I knew this stand looks really good and it should be good, but I never thought it will be this beautiful. This airbrush stand is actually heavy. It's like 5 times or even 10 times heavier than a Harder&Steenbeck airbrush. So, and also it has a rubber plastic lip where you like insert the airbrush and some rubber footing. The airbrush stand works with my old Evolution, which I got from Harder back in 2014. Of course, it also works with my Grapho airbrush, Harder airbrush, and it definitely works with my older Infinity CR Plus airbrush. The only Harder&Steenbeck airbrush that is not compatible with this airbrush stand is my Kolani, because the Kolani is very big and the design doesn't really fit the nozzle or the front part of this airbrush stand. The stand is a luxury, to be honest, because of course it's a bit more pricey than their usual Chinese branded stuff, but it fits the Harder&Steenbeck airbrush very much. I also got the stand that matches the Kyiv airbrushes. This one it has a purple stand, a purple legs, couple of legs, and the finish of the body of the stand is different than the original. This has an aluminum finish. I'm not sure of the material used, but it's less shiny than the stainless stand, but it still looks really good. Now let's go back to the main story of this unboxing. So basically, the Kyiv airbrushes were designed by Angela Dmitrenko. She's a painter, a mural painter, an artist from Ukraine, and the wings on the airbrush she designed herself, and even the colors are based on her stunning artwork entitled Home. The artist Angela Dmitrenko was displaced by the war, but remains in Ukraine. Harder&Steenbeck and Angela decided to create two airbrushes which carry the message of hope. Angela, under the noise and chaos of air raid sirens at her home, drew a set of wings to give flight to hope that she and so many others believe for a better future. Angela's wings look stunning on the sides of this Infinity airbrush. Mine is the dark version, the light version, which is like the colors are based on Angela's artwork, which is entitled Home, is with my daughter Nico. So Harder sent me the dark version, which kind of represent the dark times that the people of Ukraine are experiencing right now. However, even if this airbrush, the dark Kyiv Infinity airbrush, is black and it represents the dark times that they are experiencing right now, it is emblazoned with the wings that Angela designed. If you decide to purchase these airbrushes, these Kyiv airbrushes from Harder&Steenbeck, all sales proceeds go to Ohmatdyt Hospital, Children's Hospital. Those children cannot relocate and they are under treatment as of the moment, and all of the sales proceeds will go to like buying the medicines and the supplies and the food of all the children in that hospital. Represent heart of gold in these times of war. The inner mechanisms of the airbrush is gold. Even the springs in the trigger mechanism is actually gold. Also, the colors of Ukraine is represented in the trigger of this Kyiv airbrushes, and the extra parts, the extra needle and the extra cap you could put inside the case. So, and also of course the stand that we unboxed earlier fits really nicely and complements the colors of the Kyiv airbrush, especially the light Kyiv airbrush, because it's magenta-ish and pink, and it really like shows the artwork or represents the artwork of Angela. I don't really need to convince you that this Infinity airbrush is super good. This is actually, the whole design is based on the flagship Infinity CR Plus, which I have, which is my older Infinity airbrush, but this one is made of aluminum, and being made of aluminum, this makes it like half the weight of the standard Infinity airbrush. I don't know how it feels to paint with an airbrush that is lighter than my lightest airbrush to date. Due to the very lightweight construction, I think it will be super fun to paint with this for long hours. I'll put the link in the description below of where you could purchase this airbrush so that you could be part of the people that could help the Ohmatdyt Children's Hospital at Ukraine.
That's it, we're done. I hope you liked the video. Do like, comment, subscribe, and consider joining the channel so that you'll be part of our Discord community. Saludos!